Alright, listen up. If you've ever been absolutely obliterated on, you already know it's not just getting zoinked. No, my friends. It is a journey, a full-blown spiritual experience. So without further ado, we're breaking down the 5 stages of getting absolutely zoinked.
The glass was just in the small pocket. I guess it's just gonna be the two of us. We seriously lucked out with good weather this weekend. Here, let me pack you a little Scooby snack. Damn, shit's purple.
Anyways, this episode is just going to be mainly focusing on, some personal experiences of mine and, explaining the 5 stages of getting. Stage 1, liftoff. This is where it all begins. A few hits in and suddenly life is just nicer. You got music, just 10 times better, lights, a bit brighter. Mood, though, you're just elevated. Pros, you're still in control. It's like you just inhaled all of the hopecore comments and all of the hopecore quotes you just watched on TikTok. Cons, not many at all. But yeah, stage 1, absolute life. See, the next stage can either be a gamble. It's 50-50. The next stage can either be the peak or the green. For those of you who have been fortunate enough to experience the peak, what it is just amazing. The peak is when you're officially fully high. You're kind of functioning, you're still able to control yourself a little, but literally everything just becomes so much funnier. And I mean everything. Honestly, the stuff you remember sometimes, even like a month after you've done it, or just like a week or a day, is just so fascinating. I remember one day, we were just in a field, really big field. This is how it looks like, right? It was this little park bench, and we were doing it. We all passed it around, and then about 15 minutes into the conversation, some random thought in my head about a jar of spilt juice just comes to life, and he's talking to me, like proper. He's just going, "Help! I've been spilt over. You can't help me." He was sitting in one of those little canoe things, the ones where you swing on them, yeah. And he was just telling me for the entire day, "I've spilt. Help me." This is what it looked like in my mind. Yeah, no, that was the peak for me. But I'm very sorry for those of you who were unfortunate enough to experience the green. The green is basically just when you smoke way too much weed and your body basically just says, "Yo, we're not built for this, man." I've had my fair share experiences of greening, unfortunately. It used to happen quite a lot when I first started, but let me tell you the symptoms. The symptoms of a green out is mainly dizziness, nausea, cold sweats, which you're sweating but also kind of freezing at the same time. You're very panicky. You get some paranoia. Like sometimes I just overthink my life. Whenever I was doing it, I'd be like, what kind of people am I getting? Like, what kind of people am I doing this with? I need to do this. You got tunnel vision, disorientation, where you don't even know where you are. That's why a lot of people tend to close their eyes when they green. So it's like, but that is one of the worst moves ever. Extreme fatigue, and couch lock, which basically just like, I can't move. Sometimes, you are able to just firm that green, and instead of greening, you're whiting, which means you're on the verge of green, but you're firming it. Yeah, that's essentially what the green is. So I'm very sorry for people who had to experience it like that. I don't feel sorry for myself because I was smoking way too much back then. I say back then, but I just smoked way too much. Right, stage 3. The existential phase. This phase is, for me, the best because your brain just goes into galaxy mode for some reason and just thinks like just really philosophical things, or just like anything, like why do we drive on parkways and park on driveways, or like if I time travel and kill my past self, how did I even travel in the first place? And then you suddenly just forget about it, and then you ask your bro like, what was that? Sorry about that, there was a mic error. But no, you just turn to your bro after forgetting, you're like, bro, what was I talking about? So I don't know. You just come closer, he's like, but what was I talking about? I really want to think again about what I was talking about. Yeah, that is stage 3 to the furthest I can explain it to you. And now the penultimate stage, the couch lock. This is basically where you're just too high to function. You are one with the couch. You are furniture now. You can't move because your limbs feel like they weigh about 300 pounds, you get me? Even if you think about standing up, your whole body's just like, nah bro, we live here now. This is also the random documentary phase. You find yourself watching the weirdest, most niche thing ever, fully invested in it like your life depended on it. Be it like a 3-hour deep dive on the history of spoons, absolutely. A conspiracy theory about pigeons being government spies, definitely. And somewhere out there just mummy dummy. A guy restoring a 100-year-old rusty knife, absolute masterpiece. But let's be real, you're not actually watching, you're just staring at the screen, zoned out, just living. If you guys have made it this far, you might as well just, you know, drop a like or a subscribe or a comment. You know what, actually, I want you lot to comment your weirdest experience just being high in the comments. Thank you. Anyways, the final boss of today's episode. The aftermath. Now, what the aftermath is just the Munchies or just sleep mode. Now, there are 2 possible endings to this journey, my friends. Scenario A, Munchie madness. This is when self-control is just completely gone. You're eating everything. You've just turned into Kirby. This is when just like, I don't even know, you just look into the fridge and just completely demolish it. And then your parents wonder why everything in the fridge is eaten, and you're like, oh, I didn't eat anything today. So, yeah. Anyways, it's like your stomach is just a black hole and nothing is enough. And then you have scenario B. You pass out. Mid-sentence, mid-thought, maybe even mid-chew. Your body just shuts down. You wake up hours later, mouth is dry as a Sahara desert, and zero recollection of how you even got to bed. You even check your phone and all you see are just texts from your friends or your girlfriend saying, where are you? And just like that, the cycle is complete. I appreciate you guys so much for sticking to the final bit of the video. Just don't forget to, you know, drop a little like, just subscribe, do whatever, man. And again, I want to see your comments on just the craziest time you've been high, or just like something crazy that happened when you were either like just high, greening, whatever it was. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, that's it for today's episode. The 5 stages of getting absolutely